Hello, everybody. I wrote this poem when I was sat on a plane a couple of months ago, and I firmly believe that sometimes we write things and it's not the right time to talk about them. And last night I was very much sent a couple of songs telepathically that were talking about the masculine collective and how they are struggling with the forgiveness of recognizing that their father was maybe pulling them into a direction that they didn't want to go, because probably the father didn't go in the direction that he wanted to go. Anyway, this poem was brought to me this morning. I heard the first words in my head and I knew exactly it was time to bring this forward. And as I'm talking to you right now, I wish I could turn the camera around and you probably wouldn't even see it, but I've just got the most incredible electric blue light in the area where I am, which says to me that this is very much guided right now. So anyone who this resonates with, I want you to know that you are so strong to make these decisions, but you are the only one who can make them. And if something isn't aligning with you right now as the consciousness evolves and splits, if something that you are currently in a job that you are just not feeling that you A, want to be in anymore, or B, that it is just challenging every single one of your values under the sun, it's challenging and making you see all those promises that you gave to someone. Now, it's okay to recognize that things aren't aligned with us on a daily basis. And it's okay to feel like you're stuck. Well, I want you to know, as you hear these words, that you're not the only one going through this right now. And this message is very, very clear. Please do the inner child work. Go back, make peace with that moment where you didn't get to go on the path that you wanted to, and trust that there was a reason for that. Because maybe you weren't supposed to be on stage. Maybe you weren't supposed to be playing the guitar or singing. Maybe you weren't supposed to be running your own business. Maybe you were supposed to go into the family business to then finally break free. Maybe, just maybe, the truth in our soul contracts is all about us breaking these patterns to be those generational changes that we promised to be. So now it's time to look at yourself in the eyes and write a list of who you are now versus who you were when you believed in your dreams. And even who you were before you started that job or that marriage or that relationship. See where the disconnect is. This is the most powerful exercise I have ever done, thanks to my beautiful, beautiful, beautiful friend and angel, Justine Dean. This was ultimately the biggest highlighter I could put through my life. Who was I before I met my ex-husband, and who am I now? And what's the common denominator? My choices to end up this way. No one else's. No one forces you this way. It's because we don't have the strengths or feel like we have the power to say anything else because of everything else going on around us. And the sad reality is that things have to fall and we have to be reduced to absolute breaking point until we recognize this. Now I know COVID is pretty much not existent anymore. But this poem, when I was speaking to this guy in the cabin, it pretty much was the after effects of working at home and then being pulled back onto site. Companies proved that they could work from home. Big international companies that once said it was not in their policy to allow anyone to work from home had to. They had to evolve. Otherwise, they were just not going to survive. Now, I'm sat in Portugal, and last night and this morning, when I was downstairs in the lobby, all I see is single men. And when I say single, I mean there's no one with them, okay? All I see is these men on their mobiles, chewing quickly, smashing down a cup of coffee, no time, all right? So companies sweeten the deal by giving you these incredible hotels with these spas and everything else, but then they give you no time. But you know what? You're the only ones who can make time. You're the only ones who can put the boundaries in. And you know what? Say, I'm done. I'm over this. You've taken me away from my friends and my family and my home. I'm doing the job for you. you know what? I'm not going to be answering that phone call after 4 o'clock because I wouldn't be doing this in my own country. In fact, I might even have been left and gone back home. But then the problem is that we still don't switch off when we are, right? Because mobile phones keep us attached to work, keep us attached to stress, keep us attached to everything. So unless you have the discipline to say all emails off at a certain time, or you know what, when my kids are awake, I don't even know where my mobile is. Because once again, when you get out and you don't have your mobile on you and you see fathers, mothers with their children on their mobiles, the whole family, breaks your heart. It breaks your heart because the intimacy of a family dinner, the connection that used to be there is now not. So yeah, I feel like this is coming at the right time because everybody has gone from working from home, seeing their family dynamic change, understanding where they want to be a better person because they actually see the truth when they're at home, to now being pulled away from that again and having to fly in, fly out, having to go back exactly to the rat race because quite frankly, a lot of companies have now just pushed everyone back to go back to the office. And I'm really glad to see that a lot of companies haven't as well. But at the end of the day, you have a choice whether you stay in that dynamic. No one else does. So I really hope you enjoy this poem. And like I said, if it does resonate with you in any way, please forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for the decisions you've made in a very broken system. Very broken system. That's all I'm going to say. So this is called Truth from the Cabin. Wow, I'm sat in business class. I thought those days were over. I put in a low upgrade bid and voila, my 4-leaf clover. Surrounded by men, coming home from a flight out, beer guts from hotel life and unhappiness about. Energy feels like suffocation, loneliness in hotel rooms and constant masturbation. Or worse, calling a worker to service them by the hour, to help them feel like a man, to help them revive their power. FIFO is next to me, mining industry for years. Just a quick trip home, and he's fighting back the tears. Dare I ask who he leaves behind? Or will the tears just flood? The pain he will find. Not happy about flying back to site, that's what I was told. His heart didn't align as they found their way to mine for gold. Sadness in his body, energy defeated in sight, yet stuck in a role, international teams working into the night. A father on screen, it's the only time his kids can be seen. When he sees them online, he tells me he loves them so much, and it's clear that's a fact, and the tears start coming again, as he says he wishes he was back. Back at night to tuck them in, to watch them laugh and see them grin, to hold them, to cuddle them once again. This was the incredible moment of vulnerability for two strangers on a plane. I asked, when was he heading back home? He showed me his calendar on his phone. All I could see was boxes filled in. I asked, when do you have time to play or go to the gym? Once again, his eyes said it all, crying inside as he missed his team football. I hear his thoughts. I'm unhealthy. I'm wasted. I have no time. My meetings are so constant. They own me. I'm bind. I took the promotion, promised me more space, that I would finally have time at home to kiss my wife's beautiful face. I'm out of place. Every time I try and say no, it's just always one more conference. Why can't I walk away? Be strong in my own defense. Say up front that I love my boys and wife more than this. I promised to be there for her, to show her a life of bliss. I never watched them grow, to give their nightly read. Basically, am I a father or just a producer of the seed? Why do I feel empowered when I'm home and then back on site I'm not? What the fuck is wrong with me? I know what I've got. I'm sorry, I'm done. You've had enough of my blood. You have tried to remove my soul in every way you could. I've lost my integrity. I'm weak. I don't know how to fight. I just want out. I'm a shell of a man in fright. No more strange pillows. Either base me at home or I quit. I'm worth more than this. I've got hemorrhoids when I shit. Find another person to dance. I'm over being passed from pillar to post, tightening suit pants. from only getting time for cheese on toast. Put me back to video calls. At least I can share dinner with my loved ones I cherish the most. So I'm standing up now. These are my final words. I've tried once before, and now I want to be heard. I let go of my bonus, the promise you gave me of work-life balance, and that is laughable when HR gave me that stance. For you, balance mean working us to the bone as you watch your kids play in your marble-lined home. Never worrying about missing their games, never being an absent father and taking the blame. It's okay for you. You married into this firm, your father-in-law's company, keeping the top seat warm. You watch management from every turn. We know we are your scapegoats, firmly in place. When the shit hits the fan, it's egg on our face. You're protected by the shareholders, leaving us to take the flak. And when the industry flattens, it's us that gets the sack. My letter is now in your inbox. I'm exiting stage left. Goodbye travel, goodbye hotel rooms and strange beds. Back to my home, where my wife waits for me. I'm led next to her, stroking her head. And I'm grateful she still loves me. Never doubts that I care and never asks for more. Just wishes I was there. Time to recognize the blessings that we have. These amazing kids deserve a present dad. There to kick the ball, work and play in the park, and snuggle watching a movie, popcorn after dark. Time to be a father like I didn't know I had. I forgive him and myself, as I was the only way to go, this version of my dad. But once again, I choose this time. Precious moments will prevail. Remakings of always promised, my new fairy tale. Well, as the wheels touched down, we shared more light-hearted chatter, bringing us back to self, and that's all that matters. In that timely moment of showing to just be, the magic of the gifts, to hear intimately. So yeah, those are pretty powerful words, and that's a true story. Yeah, and certainly the bit about the hemorrhoids, he was very open with me. I guess I've realized that is one of my gifts. As a recruiter for years, I took risks with hiring people because I could see that they were the right person for the job. Because I've never seen a CV. I've never seen a body. I've seen a person. And I used to think, I'll never go back to recruitment. And I won't. But I know how to ask questions. And I know how to extract information. And between that and a connection to people around them who maybe have passed, who maybe want to say, I'm sorry, who maybe want to say, I love you, and I didn't know any other way. Please, just remember this. So much pain and trauma has gone through thousands of years to completely redirect us to our divinity, to our purpose of living in love for ourselves first. And we have to go through what we go through to find ourselves again, to relearn everything from being a child. For when the broken paradigm, which programs our own parents, then programs us, stands to reason that we just get stuck. So much love to all of you. If any of you are going through what this poem reads at the moment, then please know this. There's more to life. There is more to your life. You are worth more. When was the last time you went out four-wheel driving? When was the last time you went fishing with the boys? When was the last time you sat and watched a sunrise or a sunset with your wife or your loved ones? And when was the last time you built a sandcastle, played recklessly, ran with no shoes on through a forest? When was the last time you picked up a paintbrush, a guitar? When was the last time you kissed your partner so intimately that the world just stopped? If you can't remember when, then maybe there's some more truth to this poem and it resonates with you more. So much love, and remember, you are the only ones who can stop time. You are the only ones who can get off this wheel. No one else can do it for you. Because the only way to break this paradigm, the only way to heal the bonds that it stuck us in every which way, is to stand up for ourselves, love ourselves, and trust that by us crying tears of joy onto the earth, not pain and suffering and anger, is exactly what our divine purpose is.